What's going on with Angel Reese? Reebok made her the face of their comeback, and it's a total disaster. While Caitlin Clark shatters records, Angel Reese is missing layups like a beginner, 31.5% on easy shots. Commentators are literally laughing on live TV. Fans can't stop sharing her epic fails. Reebok bet big on her 2026 signature shoe, but instead of hype, it's viral bloopers. Shaq backed this? It's like launching a car with a driver who can't steer. This might be the worst endorsement deal ever.
When Shaquille O'Neal stepped in to revive Reebok basketball, he didn't just make a move, he made a statement. His first major decision, signing Angel Reese as the face of the brand's comeback. A bold endorsement, a signature shoe, and a bet that her rising fame would translate into something bigger. But now, that deal is unraveling in real time. The missed layups, the viral ridicule, the disastrous performances that even broadcasters can't help but laugh at. What was meant to be Reebok's rebirth is starting to look like one of the worst endorsement decisions in years, and Shaq's name is right in the middle of it. Behind the scenes, rumors are swirling. Is Shaq doubling down on his pick, or is the brand legend starting to second guess the face he helped choose? Either way, one thing's clear, this partnership isn't just falling apart, it's turning into a public spectacle. Reebok was desperate for a comeback, once a dominant force in basketball culture, with names like Allen Iverson and Shaquille O'Neal at the helm. The brand had faded into the background, overshadowed by Nike, Adidas, and the rise of newer players. So when Shaq stepped in as Reebok's president of basketball, expectations were sky high. He promised a return to relevance, and he needed a fresh face to lead the charge. That face was Angel Reese. She had the social media following, she had the personality, and most importantly, she had buzz. Coming off an NCAA championship and a highly publicized rivalry with Caitlin Clark, Reese was everywhere. Twitter, TikTok, talk shows. For Reebok, she wasn't just an athlete, she was a brand. So they didn't hesitate. A multi-year endorsement deal, a signature shoe already in development, press releases filled with bold claims. Shaq himself co-signed the move, calling her a culture-changing force. The message was clear. Angel Reese was going to be Reebok's comeback queen, but there was one problem. Nobody stopped to ask if her game could back it up. Because while the cameras were flashing and the marketing machine was in motion, there was a much bigger gamble being made, one that had nothing to do with personality or clout. Reebok was betting that Angel Reese would become a star on the court, not just on social media, and as it turns out, that was a bet they weren't ready to lose. Presence? Still booming, but the on-court performance, a completely different story. In just her second year, Reese has somehow managed to turn basic layups into national punchlines, shooting a shocking 31.5% on layup attempts, one of the worst rates in the league. She's become a highlight reel for all the wrong reasons. We're talking about point-blank shots that most pros convert in their sleep. Reese, a 6'3" professional athlete, is missing them with jaw-dropping consistency, and it's not just the fans noticing. During a recent game, commentators, the people paid to hype every moment, literally started laughing on air after yet another miss under the basket. It wasn't a chuckle, it was disbelief, the kind of reaction you expect during a blooper segment, not live coverage of a nationally televised game. To make matters worse, these aren't isolated mistakes. This has become the norm. Multiple missed putbacks in a single possession, blocks that look like practice drills for her defenders. Viral clips with clown music edits and YouTube titles like "When Basketball Isn't Your Calling." Every time she steps on the floor, social media braces for impact, not because they expect greatness, but because they expect chaos. She's become the WNBA's walking meme, and her low-light reels are generating more engagement than her stat lines ever could. For Reebok, this wasn't just bad news, it was a nightmare. Their future face of basketball wasn't trending for dominance, she was trending for disaster. And the internet? It never misses an opportunity to pile on. Critics can debate opinions, fans can argue over potential, but the numbers, they don't lie. And Angel Reese's stats are painting a brutal picture. Start with the layups. Reese is converting just over 31% of them, while attempting the third most in the entire league. That's not just bad, that's historically inefficient. In a league where most forwards finish layups at 70 to 80%, Reese is turning gimme shots into a game of chance. It's not basketball anymore, it's roulette. Even her overall field goal percentage of 44.4% seems respectable on paper, until you realize that most of those attempts are coming within a few feet of the rim. She's not pulling up from deep or hitting fadeaways. These are point blank looks, and she's bricking them like a high school freshman playing with oven mitts. Scouts are baffled. Analysts are squinting at stat sheets like something must be wrong with the data. But the problem isn't the numbers, it's the player putting them up. And it's become so consistent, it's almost impressive. You know exactly what you're getting every game. Missed shots, blown opportunities, and body language that screams frustration. She's become the league's most talked about liability, not because of one bad night, but because this has become a pattern, a rhythm, a routine. And the worst part, she's not just missing shots, she's missing chances. Chances to quiet the critics, to lead her team, to prove Reebok right. But every game she fails to deliver, that dollar sneaker deal looks more like a joke than a jersey. For most rookies or even second-year players, struggles are expected. Growing pains come with the territory. But what makes Angel Reese's situation so unique and so explosive is the embarrassment factor. This isn't just about stats anymore. It's about the narrative, and right now, she's losing control of it. Clips of Reese missing uncontested layups aren't just circulating. They're going viral. TikToks with millions of views. Meme pages treating her like the punchline to a season-long joke. YouTubers making full breakdowns with titles like "What Happened to Angel Reese?" or "The WNBA's Most Overhyped Star." And every time she trends, it's rarely for the right reasons. To the casual viewer, it looks like she's outmatched. To hardcore fans, it's painful to watch someone who came in with so much hype unravel this quickly. And to brands like Reebok, it's a PR disaster. They were banking on swag, charisma, dominance, not someone getting roasted nightly on social media. But it doesn't stop there. Even other players are starting to show signs of frustration. The body language from her teammates says it all. The forced encouragement, the quiet head shakes after another missed shot, the subtle glances toward the bench. It's like everyone's waiting for something to click, but nobody's holding their breath anymore. And let's not forget the elephant in the room, Shaquille O'Neal, the man who reportedly pushed Reebok to sign her, who's now being looped into every tweet and headline when Reese flames out. Suddenly, it's not just her reputation on the line, it's his too. And people are starting to whisper, did Shaq get it wrong? Because when your mentor is a Hall of Famer and your performance looks like a blooper reel, the embarrassment spreads fast and wide. When Reebok handed Angel Reese a major sneaker deal, it wasn't just about business, it was personal. Shaquille O'Neal himself vouched for her. He pushed for it, backed her like she was the future of women's basketball. But now, that bet is looking shaky. Every poor performance reflects right back on Shaq. The Hall of Famer who was supposed to spot greatness is now being linked to one of the most criticized players in the league. And while Shaq hasn't said much publicly, the silence is loud. Behind the scenes, insiders say the tension is real. Shaq believed in the brand, the marketing, the hype, but did he overestimate the game? And if this flops, what does it mean for Reebok and Shaq's role in the brand's comeback? His legacy isn't at risk, but his judgment is under the spotlight. If there's one thing Angel Reese has mastered, it's staying in the spotlight, and that's no accident. From college to the pros, Reese has built a media persona as powerful as her on-court brand. She knows how to talk, when to tweet, and exactly what to say to spark headlines. Whether it's a slick clapback or a cryptic Instagram post, the media eats it up, and so do her fans. But lately, that same machine that lifted her up is starting to turn on her. Now, every quote is picked apart, every loss gets exaggerated. Commentators are starting to ask tough questions, and some headlines are shifting from admiration to mockery. That viral power, it cuts both ways. And yet, Angel isn't backing down. She's still posting, still talking, still pushing her image as that player. Even if her stats don't back it up right now, it's a bold move. But is it confidence or deflection? The media built her, but it might just be the thing that breaks her too. In the end, the story of Reebok and Angel Reese becomes more than just a sports endorsement. It's a modern cautionary tale. The deal was a calculated risk, a move by a legacy brand to leverage a new kind of celebrity. It was a bet on a player whose marketability was as strong as her on-court performance. A bet that social media fame could translate into brand revival. While the signature shoe is on the way, the journey has been anything but smooth. The constant viral scrutiny and the polarizing online conversation have created a narrative that neither Reebok nor Reese can fully control. This saga proves that in the age of the internet, a brand's success is no longer just about talent or marketing. It's about navigating the unpredictable currents of public perception. Ultimately, when your brand becomes a central part of a divisive online conversation, no marketing campaign can truly shield you from the punchline.